Good evening, dear English teachers in Peru and teachers around the world, and welcome to today's webinar. This is our spring webinar series. And the topic for today's session is teaching reflections and ideas for the post-pandemic classroom. So we are going to continue with this kind invitation for you, dear English teachers. Remember that you can follow us on Facebook and our WhatsApp, our Telegram, or you can subscribe in our YouTube channel. So we have 2 our TikToks. So teachers, please follow us, join us, and you can find here a lot of resources for your English classes. So now we are going to remember some instructions that we have to consider in order to participate in today's session. Please remember that, type your questions in the comments section. The answer to your questions and comments will be replied by our guest speaker at the end of the webinar in the question time section. And this is an important instruction about the exit ticket. When finishing the webinar, we will share a link for you to have access to the exit ticket, which will be available for 15 minutes. And remember that in this exit ticket, you have to answer some questions related to today's webinar. So please, teachers, pay attention. Now it's time to know our guest speaker. So today, our speaker is Juam Valenzuela. Mr. Valenzuela is a university professor, teacher trainer, and academic consultant, holds a diploma as an official Cambridge presenter from the University of Cambridge. He's currently the academic director of Abilities and Education, holds a degree in education and foreign languages from the University of San Marcos, a diploma in successful teaching practices for teaching English by the British Council CPD program, and a Cambridge Advanced Certificate of Competence in English. He has worked as a teacher of English in different schools in Peru with groups of different ages and levels, and has been a coordinator and advisor of different international programs in various prestigious institutions in the educational sector. He has also been involved in the work of international exams and delivered preparation courses for IELTS, TOEFL, and Cambridge, Main Suit, and TKT since 2008. Regarding teacher training, Mr. Juam Valenzuela has been sharing this expertise through professional development workshops on teaching EFL effectively inside and outside Peru country for the past 15 years. Thank you so much for being here with us, dear Juam Valenzuela. The audience is all yours.
Thank you, Mariela, for your presentation, for your introduction. I want to thank you all for being here. I feel so glad to be here with you again. I was invited to deliver a webinar this summer, and it was kind of my first experience with the English teachers in Peru community. And I'm so glad tonight to share again some pedagogical experiences together. So before we start, I want you all to tell me where you are connecting from. I want you to tell me where you are connecting from right there in the chat. I know that there are teachers from all over Peru today, so I would like to know where you are connecting from. So thanks for being here. Thank you again. So we have teachers from Junín. Right, great, Maribel. So Junín is present. Hello, Junín. Good evening, everyone. Trujillo present. Great. All right, that's fantastic. So we have the center, we have the north. All right, Arequipa, Arturo. What's the weather like in Arequipa? We have Daisy from Cajamarca, Argentina. That's fantastic. Ecuador. So this is an international webinar. Dominican Republic, Lima, Great. Lambayeque, present. Yes, Callao. My hometown. I'm from Callao. All right. So good evening, Callao. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to read that we are going to share this time together. If you have been to my webinars before, you know that I usually start with music. I like using music in my teaching, and I have a very powerful tool, which is kind of a loyal friend, and that's my guitar. So today I'm going to sing another song with you. This is a classical song from the King of Rock. Do you know who the King of Rock is? Yes, Elvis Presley. This song is so popular and beautiful at the same time. It is called Can't Help Falling in Love. So I want you all to sing with me, all right? The lyrics are here. Can you see the lyrics? They are here next to me, in front of you, so that you all can follow me at home. So there's no excuse not to sing tonight. You know, music can make students feel motivated not only to speak, but also to learn and in general to communicate. So I want you all to sing with me. Here we go. All right. So this is a beautiful song and I want you all to sing with me. All right, here we go. 1, 2, go. Wise men say only fool rush in, but I can help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin that I can help falling in love with you? Come on, sing with me. Okay, here we go. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can help falling in love with you. All right, one more time with me. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. So take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can help falling in love with you, for I can help falling in love with you. Great, great. It was so beautiful, right? So touching, so moving. And as I said, as I said, music is a very, very powerful tool. Oh, thanks for all those emojis in the chat. Oh, I'm going to get red or purple. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So claps for everyone. You see how music can be from great help in our classes, can make a very positive impact in our classes. Do you use music in your teaching? I want you to share in the chat. Do you usually use music in your teaching? You know how powerful music can be, all right? Right now, we are going to start right away with today's topic. Tonight, I want to share with you some teaching reflections as well as ideas for the post-pandemic classroom. We have uh, we have faced a very difficult and problematic situation, which is a pandemic. We are a special generation. We are a generation that has had the opportunity. Some people see the pandemic as a blessing because it has been an opportunity for us to learn many things, such as the value of family or what the real important things in life are, right? So it is important to reflect and also share some ideas on this, this global situation that has been the pandemic. And tonight, I want to share some concrete, some specific things we can do in our classes. There are three things we are going to cover tonight. First of all, we are going to talk about life after COVID-19. Again, we will talk about some reflections and challenges. And I'm going to share with you some post-pandemic ideas, games, and warmers in English language teaching for your classes. And finally, we are going to talk about supporting emotional well-being. All right. Are you ready to start? Yes? Okay. That's great. So good. I want you all to continue interacting with me in the chat, all right? In the YouTube chat. You are doing a great job because the chat gives me an idea on what you are learning, gives me also an idea on whether you are following me or not, listening to me or not. So I want you to continue interacting with me right there in the YouTube chat. And I want you to answer these three questions. Which of these three things concerns you most right now at the moment? Right now we are back, right? We are back to schools. We have some concerns. Which of these three things? Some of you are saying number 3. How can you make sure that everyone feels included and involved? Or maybe how you can make your classes more fun, more engaging. Yeah, number 2, I see some number 2s also. Are you concerned about how to get your students working together safely? Because most of the students are still wearing a mask inside the classrooms, right? So we still need to be protected, or we still need to protect each other. There is a law, and right now in our country, right now in Peru, we are not obliged to wear a mask in the streets anymore, except in hospitals, right? But some people still feel like they want to continue wearing a mask. So this is quite an important issue also. Thanks for answering right there in the chat. Now I want to move on to the next slide so that we talk about the pandemic, so that we talk about COVID, we talk about life after the pandemic. And I have a question here for you. What was positive about staying home during the pandemic? Do you find any positive aspects? Here, I am sharing two photos of me and my family. I have a small family. That's as in the first picture, you can see my son. He was 11. That's the first year of the pandemic. I have a beard also, and that's my wife. Now my son is 13. And for me, some of the positive things of the pandemic was having more time for the family, spending more time with the family. Also, I had a lot of free time to learn new songs and play more songs with my guitar. I love singing. You know that I love playing music in my classes, and I always include music in my teaching. And my wife also loves singing. She's quite a very good singer. She sings beautifully. So you can't imagine how many songs we have sung and we have learned together in the pandemic. So for me, this is one of the most positive aspects of the pandemic, to share more time with the family. Do you have any other positive aspects? For you, I want you to tell me in the chat, for you, what was positive about staying home during the pandemic? Yeah, I see in the chat that most of you are saying the same. You share more time with the family. Yeah, I know that many of you also, like Gisela Gomez, were doing different activities at home. Like some of you take advantage of having more time to do more exercise. Or many people learned to cook in the pandemic. They were watching a lot of cooking tutorials or cooking videos in YouTube, and they learned to cook, or they learned a new skill. Some of you share more quality time and played with your children, or taught your children something new. And I think that's quite good. That's quite positive. Thank you all for sharing. Another positive thing, here's another positive thing about the pandemic, that animals benefited from humans being home, because they were free. In Lima, for example, in La Costa Verde, there were lots of birds and seagulls enjoying nature every day, right? So it was also another positive aspect of the pandemic. Good. The earth was healing. Another positive thing was that we could access, as I said, that many of us learned to cook, for example, and you are telling me in the chat that many of you learned to cook, like Celine Pizacol. Congratulations, you learned to cook. And we had access to videos, to free courses. We had also access to culture, to films, to platforms and websites, without the necessity of traveling. For example, we could access culture. This is museums, art galleries, etc. So there were many good things. As I said before, many of us learn to value family more and to value life more. Because personally talking, I have learned after the pandemic, and I am sure that many of you feel like the same, I have learned that the only day we have is today. We don't know if we will be here tomorrow. And yesterday no longer exists. So the only thing we have is the present. Also, in the pandemic, many of us, the teachers, learn more about technology. That's another positive thing, another positive aspect. We had to familiarize with Zoom, with Google Meet, with Google Classroom, with Google Forms, with creating videos, with creating content, with uploading and downloading worksheets. So these are many good things we had also in the pandemic and things we can learn from. This is why here I wonder if we really want to go back to normal. Do you really want to go back to normal and spend less time with the family and forget about taking care of nature and continue teaching the traditional way without using technology and losing the habit of accessing culture, museums, videos, or having the possibility of learning a new skill? So do you want all these things to be part of the past again? Do you really want to go back to normal? Thanks for interacting with me in the chat. Thanks for your answers. Thanks for interacting with me. Thanks for following me. So this is my first reflection. If there have been many positive things in the pandemic, such as sharing more time with the family, learning new skills, as professionals, learning to manage technology, to improve, to grow up as professionals, do you really want to go back to normal? This is my first question. This is my first reflection. And thanks again for all those answers in the YouTube chat. Thank you so much. Okay, good. Now I want you to continue reflecting on the pandemic and the effects of the pandemic. You are going to watch a short film called Man 2020. Okay, I want you to be attentive. I want you to watch this short film. Remember, the name is Man 2020, and then tell me what the message is. Watch the film and then tell me what you think the message of the film is. All right, here we go. All right, nice video, right? Yeah, good. Okay. So what is the message? What is the message of the video? What do you think the message is? What do you think is the message of the video? So we saw a man inside home. Yes, with piles of toilet paper, a beer, a bottle of beer, eating, watching films. How did animals feel outside? Yes, yes, yes. Perhaps the message is about taking care of the environment. Thank you, Ariam. Pollution, right? How we humans pollute the planet, right? How animals live happily when we don't pollute the earth, the environment. Yes, Pamela Chalco. Yes, I would say that humans don't appreciate nature, right? And it is like we don't care about our planet. Yes. All right. Great. Great. Okay. Now, which of these things happen in the video? Look at this slide. What happens in the video while humans are in lockdown? While humans are home? Does the smoke disappear? Yes or no? Oh, good, good, good. Yes, it does. So in the video, people plant trees and grow their own food. No, right? But in the video, we see that animals move into new places. Yes. Do people cycle instead of drive in the video? No, right? But we see that there is no traffic. And of course, we can hear the sounds of animals. Animals are living happily while humans are in lockdown. So this is another thing I have learned and I wanted to share with you. This is another thing I have learned from the pandemic. And nowadays that we are back, I have been reading in the chat that many of you feel like teaching face-to-face is better, that you prefer to go back to normal, and that's fine, because we really need to be close to students. There should be contact, all right? Teaching in front of a screen, teaching in front of a computer is not the same. There isn't like a close relationship. And the idea is to create, to make a relationship with the students. Nowadays, that we are back to school, we have to worry about some of these things. And this all has to do with organizing our classroom and organizing the learners, organizing the students. Number one, we need to make sure that the students can work with the same small group so that they are not in contact with too many different people, too many different students. Also, we need to make sure that they avoid physical movement around the classroom. Many students are still wearing masks, all right? And this is not mandatory anymore, but we still need to protect each other. Also, we need to try to use minimal materials, and they should be handled only by the teacher. This means that students must use or should use their own materials. There should be no sharing or passing around of materials, and we have to try to use outdoor spaces when possible for instruction, for meals, and also for breaks or recess. We have to space desks and chairs out and having them all face in the same direction. Another thing, yes, thanks for sharing, Miguel Pino. is daily cleaning and disinfecting of surfaces and objects that are touched often, such as desks, yes, countertops, yes, computer keyboards, right? Are you still using alcohol at the schools? This is important. These are important things we need to take into account. All right. And now I am going to share with you some ideas, some warmers, things that you can do in a socially distanced classroom, because I know that we are still working this way, especially here in Peru. We have to follow social distancing in many cases, especially if we are working in a city, all right? And here is my first idea. If you are teaching primary or you are teaching children, you can try this activity. Look at the picture. Okay, everybody, I want you to look at the picture. This is about using your memory. Please don't take screenshots. Don't take screenshots. Use your memory. I want you to look at the picture and try to memorize all the items or objects you see there. Okay? I want you to memorize. All right, you have 10 seconds starting now. You are going to tell me in 10 seconds what is missing. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, what's missing? Good, it's time to demonstrate how good you are. What's missing now? What's missing here? Right. What's missing? Yes, yes, good. Tell me in the chat. Ah, good memories. All right, the computer is there. What's missing? The fan. Yes, the fan is missing. Yes, the fan was missing. The fan was missing. All right, great. Great, great, great. Okay, here is another. Good. Again, look at the picture again. It's the same items. You have the same items, the same objects. All right, great. Okay. And now, what's missing? What's missing? All right, good. Oh, yes. All right. Here. Good. Great, great. The pencil case was missing. Excellent. Excellent. You are very attentive. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, now you have 10 seconds to look at the picture again, and then you are going to share, to type the items you can remember. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, excellent. Okay, how many items can you remember? Tell me in the chat. All right, great. Can you remember the 10 of them? Can you remember the 10 items? All right, type them in the chat. Type it in the chat. Type the 10 items in the chat. How many of them can you remember? Carlitos Cuyi, pencils. Yeah, pencil case and guitar. There are 8 more. Do you remember the 10 of them? We had a pencil case, a guitar, yes. The monkey, the fan, the ruler, good. Computer, Sandwich, yes, good. Yes, the fan, the monkey, yes. The taxi, yes, the taxi, great. Wow, good memory. Excellent. Excellent, good, so good, so good. You are a fantastic audience. All right, now I want to share one activity we can use to teach teenagers, all right? Especially lower secondary, first or second grade of secondary. Are you familiar with pictograms? Do you know what a pictogram is? Okay, look at the 4 pictures here. We are going to do this together, all right? Here's my first pictogram. There are 4 pictures. You have to look at the pictures and you have to think of the first letter of each of the words to make a new word. For example, the first picture shows a snowman, right? So here we have the letter S. Yes, excellent. We have the letter S here. The second picture shows an octopus, and the first letter of the word octopus is the letter O. Oh, all right, we are going to make a new word. Remember, this is what a pictogram is about. Then here, yes, good. In the third picture, we have a fork. A fork, yes. Yes, the first letter is F. Excellent, excellent, Rocio. Good, you already know the answer, the word. And the last one is an ant. So the word is sofa. Great. Point for the girls. Girls are very attentive tonight. Okay, good. Let's play with another one. Here is another. Okay, I'm not going to help now. What's the word here? What's the word? Look at the 4 pictures. Here's my second pictogram and tell me what the word is. What word is it? Excellent, excellent. Thanks. Thanks for sharing in the chat. Fantastic. So the word is good. Milka. Milka, Liz Diaz, great. Diana Pilco, good. Angelita Rivera, great. Fang, igloo, lemon, and mirror. So the word is film. Film. Very good. Okay, now look. Okay, right there. I know that you are home. Perhaps you are in your bedroom. Okay, I'm going to make a pictogram. I'm going to draw. Here is my mini board. Right there at home, you can use a piece of paper. Okay, please, I want you all to go and get some paper and a pen or pencil so that you make your own pictogram with me right now. I want you all to interact with me. So here is my mini board. Okay. Okay, look at my word. Okay, here's my new pictogram. Okay, I hope you understand this. Okay. What's my word? Look at this. I'm drawing. I want you to go and get a piece of paper at home and a pen or pencil because you are going to make your pictograms and share them with me. I'm going to tell you how you will share your pictograms. Okay, look at this. What's my word here? What's the word? I have 3. Yeah, can you see it? Okay, good. What's my word? It's not some. Yes, Amelia, you're the winner. Amelia Mercedes, you're the winner. It's bus. Look, this is a ball. Sorry about my drawing. This is a ball. This is an umbrella. And this is a snake. So my word is bus. Great point for the girls again. It's not sun, no, it's bus. My word is bus. Great. Okay, now I want you to make your pictograms right there home. Okay, okay, start. Make a pictogram. You're going to share it with me. If you want to interact with me, if you want to share with me your pictogram, I will tell you how, all right? So I want you to go and get some paper, a piece of paper, and a pen or pencil so that you make your own pictogram. I want you to create your own pictogram and share your image with your name via WhatsApp right now, right now. Send it to my WhatsApp and I will share your image with the audience. I will share your image with all the audience. I want you all to interact with me, all right? Okay. All right. Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, quickly, quickly, quickly. I want you to make your pictogram and send it to me by WhatsApp. All right. You can make your own pictograms and send them to me by WhatsApp. I promise I will share them with the audience. And while we wait, we are going to continue with another activity, okay? For example, this one, in which you ask your students to think of things with some specific characteristics. For example, I want you to think of things that are red and type in the chat box, things that are red. Type in the chat, tell me in the chat, things that are red. Things that are red. Things that are red. Okay, tell me in the chat, for example, yes, apple, apple. Apple, yes. What any other thing that is red can be mentioned? Tell me in the chat, think of things that are red. Rose, heart, tomato, great. Okay, apple, apple, everybody thinking of apples. I think everybody's hungry right now. Yeah, flag could be apple, rabbit, egg, door. Okay, yeah, okay. Strawberry, excellent, excellent, great, great. Elephant, oh my God, where? Where can I find a red elephant? All right, yes, strawberries. We have here tomatoes, chilies, blood also, right? Okay, good, 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 good. Now think of things that are green and type them in the chat. Think of things that are green. Good. Good. Think of things that are green. Remember that if you want to share a pictogram with me, you can send it to me by WhatsApp, okay? Okay, you can send it to me with your name by WhatsApp, and I will share it with the audience. Okay, good. Think of things that are green. Excellent, excellent. Excellent, excellent. Okay, good, good, good. Excellent. Leaf, avocado, lettuce, okay. Lemon. Well, now think of things that are blue. Excellent. Okay, good. Think of things that are blue. Not necessarily food. Okay, good. Not necessarily food. Okay, good, good, good. Thank you, thank you. Okay, good. Excellent. Excellent. Now, good. The sky, jeans. Blueberry. Yeah. Butterfly, good. Dress, okay. Now, can you think of things that are difficult? Yeah, the sea, the ocean, great. things that are difficult, and tell me in the YouTube chat. Think of things that are difficult and send them in the chat, in the YouTube chat. Good. All right. Great. Things that are difficult. Maths. Yes, for me, maths. Wow, no. I'm terrible at maths. For me, it's so difficult. Yeah, to learn a new language, climb a mountain, speaking another language. Love. Yes, love can be difficult sometimes. Mathematics, to make decisions, yes, to make decisions. Japanese, the Korean language. All right, now think of things that are boring. And tell me in the chat, what things are boring for you or in your opinion? Exams are also difficult, yes. Swimming, yeah, that can be difficult for some people. Driving a car. Okay, things that are boring now. Women are difficult or boring, Jose? I don't think so. All right. Speaking Chinese, okay, that might be very difficult for some people. Things that are boring now. Men. All right. Okay, yeah. Stop eating is also difficult, right? Good. I love your answers. Okay, the math is boring. Chemistry. Okay, doing the washing. Okay, that's also boring. Yes. Especially if you do it with your hands. Singing opera. Oh, listening to politicians. Yes, that's boring and depressing. Yes, no way. All right. Listening to Maluma. Reggaeton is boring. Your husband, no way. All right, thank you. I'm having a lot of fun with your answers right there. Now think of things that are fun. Tell me about things that are fun for you. Yeah, doing the housework. Yeah, hanging clothes. Yes. Boyfriends are boring. Going to vote. Yes. And tomorrow we have to vote. We have to make a decision. Things that are fun now. Okay. Okay, cooking can be fun, right? Yes, it can be fun. We have to use our creativity, swimming, listening to Bot Bunny, telling jokes, yes, telling jokes, dancing marinera, dances in general, English, yes, English is so fun. Making desserts, yes, listening to rock music, great. Great, good, excellent, dear audience. That's fantastic. And thanks for all those pictograms you are sharing. I have some in here in my WhatsApp, and I'm going to share them with you. Thanks for all that interaction. You are enriching today's session, today's webinar with all that enthusiasm. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your participation. Good evening. Please don't forget to send me your name. Don't forget to send me your name, all right, because I don't know you all and I want to save you in my list, your name. I want to save your name in my list of contacts. All right, I have a lot of pictograms now. So I'm going to share a new screen because I want to share the audience pictograms. I want to share the audience pictograms, all right, with you all. Okay. Okay, so here we go. All right. Okay, good. So I have 3 here. I have to rotate this. I think I have to rotate this. Okay, can you see this one? Okay, here is one. Okay, here's another. I like this one very much. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Now look at the screen. Look at the screen again. Okay. Okay, here we go. Look at this friend. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Look at this friend's pictogram. So what's the word here? Any ideas? Any ideas? Look at this friend's pictogram. Look at this teacher's pictogram. Fantastic. I know. I think, yeah, no, I'm not saying anything. Yeah, it seems to be that in your screen, the order of the pictures is the other way around or inverted, right? So I think this one is first. This is number 1. This is number 2. And this is number 3. All right. This is the order. I think you see it, or you should consider it. All right. Because the order or the way you see it on your screen on your computer is different. So here the word, yes, excellent, yes. I think I got it. It's cow, cup, onion, and water. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, good. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, here's another. All right, here is another. Yeah, this one. I think it's like this. Oh my God, this one is difficult. I don't get it. Any ideas? My God, this one is so hard. This one is so difficult. Oh my God, any ideas? Any ideas? Oh my God. Mom, yes, mom. Good. It's mouth, orange, mouse. Mom, excellent. All right, good. Okay, here is another. I am receiving a lot of pictograms. Thank you so much for all your enthusiasm. Okay, here is one that is from a friend, from a teacher called Miguel. All right, he already gave us the answer, but I want to share it anyway. Okay, this is teacher Miguel. Yeah, this is Miguel's pictogram. Miguel, thanks for sharing. So it is, I think it is sun, time, orange, And what's this, Miguel? I don't know. What? And what? And what? Pillow. No, I don't know. I don't know. Something starting with a P. All right, and thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing your answer, Miguel. Okay, and I have one from a friend from Ecuador, Javier Sancan. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing, Javier. Okay, we are having a wonderful time tonight. Okay, this is our friend's Javier work. Okay, Javier. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to share Javier's now. All right, this one is very, very cool. It is so interesting. And Javier has taken some time to copy and paste pictures. Look at this, Javier, fantastic. Okay, what's the word here? This is Javier's. Javier is sending this pictogram from Ecuador. Excellent, Miguel Pino, you are the winner. It's horse, airport, parrot, park, and yoga. So our word is happy. Great, 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 great. Thanks for your pictograms. Okay, I'm afraid I'm going to stop here. I want to thank you all for sharing. All right. Okay, great, great. Okay, fantastic. All right. Now here's another activity I want to share with you tonight. Okay? Here we go. Okay. This is about writing words that contain these letters. For example, I want you to write one word, one English word that begins with the letter A, but please don't write apple. Don't write apple, that's too basic, too easy. Write an English word that begins with the letter A. In the chat. Good. Thank you. All right, and excellent, Karina. Angry, good. Amazing, alligator, airplane. Great. Now write an English word that begins with the letter C. Advertisement, artist, agree, avocado, airport, aspect, army, angel, excellent. And thing, acknowledge, good. All right, a word that begins with the letter C, cup, yes, cat, cup, carpet, great, candle, coat, carrot, cool, crocodile, excellent. Now I want you to write a sentence. Write a sentence that has one word that begins with the letter E and one word that begins with the letter F. Make a sentence. Make a sentence It can be like a 5-word sentence, 3 words, 7 words. It's up to you. Make a sentence that has or that contains one word beginning with E and one word beginning with F. Excellent. One word beginning with E, one word beginning with F. Great. I love to eat carrots, and the word with F. Elephant is fantastic. Yeah, okay. The elephant is fantastic. Good sentence. The elephant is having fun. Yes, she is my best friend. And the word with E. The elephant is fat. Yes. English teachers are fantastic. Wow, I love that sentence, Elizabeth. The elephant begins a fire. Elephants from Africa. Good. The coin is on the floor. And the word with E. English is interesting and funny. Yes, it is. Good, great sentence. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, great. Thank you all for following me right there in the chat. And now, this is another activity we can do in our classes. For this activity, students have to say or write 3 sentences. 2 of the sentences have to be true about them, and 1 has to be false, all right? This is about them, about themselves. The rest of the class can ask questions or comment before they guess which one is false. This is an example. These are 3 sentences about me. This is about Mr. Valenzuela. My first sentence says, I can cook very well. The second says, I've never been to Cusco. And the third says, I've been to Europe twice. 2 of these sentences are true about Mr. Valenzuela. 2 of these sentences are true about me, and 1 is false. Okay, tell me in the chat, which of the 3 do you think is false about Mr. Valenzuela? It's easy or hard. I don't know. It's easy or hard. So I can cook very well. Do you believe me? I've never been to Cusco. Do you believe me? I've been to Europe twice. Do you believe me? In the chat, you're saying that it's 1 is false, 2 is false, 3. One of you said, well, yeah. Well, I don't have the name of this teacher. It says my English lessons. But my English lessons, you are the winner. It's true, false, true. Yes, number 2 is false. Number 2 is false. I'm so sorry, but I've never been to Cusco. I hope I can go next year. I want to go with my family. And yes, I can cook very well. You have to try my food one day. When you come to Chiclayo, you already have my number. You can call me, all right? And we can eat some delicious food right here together. I can cook well, and actually, I love cooking. But I've never been to Cusco, and I've had the opportunity to travel to Europe. Yes, twice. And it's beautiful, of course. All right, great. So my English lessons, you are the winner. Okay, Luz Adriana is saying, I love to travel. I love France. I would like to travel to Ecuador. Luz Adriana, I think number 3 is false. Am I right or wrong? Because I don't know why, but I think that you are from Ecuador. Or where are you from, Luz Adriana? Which of your 3 sentences is false? Please tell me in the chat. All right. Okay, good. Good. Okay. There is one warmers activity booklet I'm going to share with you right now. It is a PDF document that is available for teachers for free on the internet. This is something that the University of Cambridge has shared with teachers. During the pandemic, Cambridge Assessment and Cambridge Press decided to open many of their courses and give free access to teachers so that they improve their teaching. And also there was a number of webinars that were offered by Cambridge for teachers to improve their teaching strategies and techniques, because teaching online, to be honest, was totally new for most of us. Cambridge decided also to share lots of resources for free with teachers. And I'm going to share a link with you here in the chat. And I want you to follow me, because I'm going to share now with you one resource, which is the Classroom Warmers Activity Booklet. You can access this material for free on the internet. I've already shared the link with you, okay? The team of English Teachers Peru is going to share the link with you here in the YouTube chat right now. What can you find here? Here you can find 21 activities, 7 for primary classes, 7 for lower secondary, and 7 activities for upper secondary. One good thing about this material, about this resource, and that is that these activities can be done both in an online setting and also in a face-to-face class. So you have here, for example, this activity, which is Animal Minds for children, and you have the description, the procedure, the materials needed, all right? And you can do this activity online or face-to-face. Here is, for example, what we did today, the pictograms, or think of 5 things. The pictograms, for example, is one thing we can do in an online setting, as we did today. You see, we did it online. And we can do it also face-to-face. Remember that there are 21 activities here for your classes, 7 for primary classes, 7 for lower secondary, and 7 for upper secondary. That's fantastic, don't you think? And there is another website you can access to increase your teaching knowledge, to learn more about updated techniques, strategies, and ideas for a post-pandemic context, because technology has arrived to stay here. It is true that we are back to a school, we are back to normal, but we have learned that technology has to be present in our classes and will be present forever. So we learn to use technology, and we are using a lot of technology nowadays, and we will continue using technology. So here's another website. I'm going to share the new link with you here. The team of English Teachers Peru is going to share this new link with you in the YouTube chat. And here you can find advice and activities, for example, for your return to class, resources for the post-pandemic classroom or your new English classroom, right? New activities for classes that are still practicing social distancing. We still talk of a socially distanced classroom today.
and emotional support for learners, as well as ideas on going back to the classroom and understanding learners' levels or teaching English online. If you click on any of these headings or titles, you are going to be taken to another page or site in which you will find lots of materials that you can access for free. Here, for example, you have lesson plans for online teaching that can be very, very helpful and useful if you are preparing students for Cambridge exams. I always share Cambridge materials and resources and ideas in my webinars because, as many of you know, and as Mariela mentioned at the beginning, I am an official Cambridge presenter from the University of Cambridge, and I've been in contact, in touch with Cambridge for quite a long time. They are very good friends of mine, and I am still sharing their resources and helping teachers to use Cambridge resources in their classes, in their schools. So I work with Cambridge, and I've been working with them for quite a long time. And as I said, in the pandemic, and now Cambridge has been sharing with teachers lots of free resources for empowering them for improving teaching all over the world. That's fantastic, right? That's fantastic, don't you think? Okay, good. Good. Okay, let's continue with my boring PowerPoint again. All right. Okay, good. Okay. And now we are going to talk about supporting emotional well-being. Returning to the classroom will be exciting for learners and teachers, but for some, it may cause anxiety. You as a teacher might also feel anxious. I told you that I have a 13-year-old boy. My son is 13 years old, and he has told me that in his school, many of his classmates don't want to take off their masks because they don't feel like ready to interact with other people. They feel very shy, and they are not happy with their physical appearance. That is very sad, right? I don't know if this is happening to you, but these are some of the challenges we have to face. And as you can see here, it can be like fun, but also it can be difficult for some students and teachers. So we need to be realistic. We need to be realistic. The first thing we have to do is to look after or to take care of our own emotional well-being, because if you are not okay, you are not going to make your students feel okay. And students feel it when you are sad, when you are angry, when you are anxious, when you are nervous, when you are stressed. So you have to take care of yourself. You have to love yourself. This way you will transmit love and enthusiasm and positive energy, etc. So you have to look after your own emotional well-being. Try to find spaces to share with friends, to share with the family, to do activities that make you feel relaxed. This way, you will be ready to go back to school, to go back to normal. Also, share your feelings with your colleagues who may be feeling the same way in case you are not feeling well. Time pressure may be an issue for you and for your students, so be realistic about what you can do and don't push yourself or your students too hard. remember that it's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to feel anxious. And communicate. Look out for signs of learners who are particularly anxious. For example, if they find it hard to concentrate, or they get angry quickly, they seem worried or seem tired from not sleeping properly. If possible, talk to them one-to-one. Have an open conversation with your students and listen to their concerns, listen to their problems. Sometimes all they want is to be heard, to talk about their personal life with you or with other students. Establishing a routine is important, but remember to allow time for breaks and socializing with friends. Establishing a routine is important, but remember, all right, to allow time again for breaks, for socializing with friends. Physical activity is good for mental health, so get your learners moving around. For primary learners in particular, you can do actions to song or ask them to respond physically to instructions. Creative activities also help, such as drawing or writing or telling stories. And engage with parents. Ask parents about how their child has been studying at home in the pandemic. Also let them know how you plan to transition back to the classroom. What things you are doing, what you are planning to include in this year's program. Remember that this should be a two-way communication process. The school, the families, the school. Encourage parents to speak to their children about routines and the expectations of going back to school. It is true, I have read here in the chat that sometimes we limit our teaching to explaining grammar, and we don't listen to students. We don't care about them. We don't care if they feel happy or sad or worried. This is something we need to take into consideration, all right? Because our job goes beyond teaching a lesson. Our job is bigger, is wider than that. So we are educators. We are, many times we have to be psychologists. We have to be doctors, administrators. We are friends, we are parents. The role of the teacher is so wide, all right? It cannot be limited to teaching a lesson, to explaining grammar, or to teaching speaking or writing, okay? So we have to engage with the students first, and as you can see here, we also need to engage with the families. We have to differentiate because some learners may not have had access to technology, right? Especially learners or students who live very far from the city didn't have access to technology. And now that we are back, we see like big holes in education because they were like 2 years and they are in second or third secondary, but it seems to be that they didn't learn anything in 2 years because many of them didn't even have access to technology. They just send a homework by WhatsApp and they pass to the next year. So we have to take this into account because some students may feel anxious about those gaps, those holes in their learning. So we have to support them now by differentiating our classes, our lessons. We can give students or stronger students tasks to do on their own while we focus on those who need most help. There are lots of resources on the internet to help you. Please plan and share. Please don't forget this, plan and share. A good way to help your learners to feel more prepared and less anxious is to share your plans. Preparing for an exam can give them a goal to work towards and clear aims. Tell them your plans for the year, your plans for the month, for the term, but also every week and at the start of each lesson. Outline the important skills they will practice and develop, and encourage your students to develop good study skills by preparing for what is coming up. For example, for older learners, tell them the topic of the next lesson and ask them to research it on the internet for homework. Kind of blended learning. I read that you were talking about this in the chat, in the comments. For younger learners, you can ask them to bring in pictures or objects, for example, different animals, photos of their family, their favorite toys, etc. And finally, reflect with your learners on what they did when studying at home. Did any techniques work more effectively? Why? Think about you can include these techniques in future lessons, or for example, can you let your learners choose from different ways to do a task? Can you use technology for feedback? I have learned many things with this pandemic. I hope you also learned a lot of things with the pandemic and you are like renewed. I know that it was also stressful and many of us had the loss of a relative. We had difficult times. My grandpa, for example, died in the pandemic. He got the virus, he got COVID in the first year, in August of 2020, and that was quite sad for all the family because I am from Callao and all my family lives in Callao. I live in Chiclayo. I couldn't travel, and even if I had the possibility to travel, it would have been impossible to give a goodbye to my grandpa because do you remember that the first year when someone died, nobody could touch or see the body? They were put inside a box and we didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye to them. I know that it was also difficult and hard for many of us. Many of you maybe lost their parents or a brother or sister or someone important in your life. But we have to be thankful because we are alive. We are here. And apart from the negative things, we have learned many good things that we can apply not only in our teaching, in our classes, but in our own lives. I have learned regarding teaching, for example, that you don't need a book to teach. And students don't need a book to learn. Learning can happen anywhere, not only inside a classroom. In the past, it was impossible to think of cell phones or mobile phones inside classes. And with the pandemic, we had to learn to use them. And again, as I said before, I've also learned that tomorrow doesn't exist. Life isn't guaranteed. We don't have the guarantee that we will be alive tomorrow. So enjoy today, enjoy the present, hug your loved ones, tell them that you love them today, don't wait until tomorrow. And if you have to apologize, to say sorry, say sorry. Don't be arrogant. Let your heart fill with peace and love, because we don't know what tomorrow will bring. Yesterday no longer exists. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. The only thing we have is today. The only thing we have is the present. So we have to reflect on these things, because emotional well-being is so, so important for you, for us, for each one of us, for our students. I want to thank you all for having shared these pedagogical experiences with me. It's been fantastic. It's been fantastic. Thank you so much for all hugs, kisses, and blessings for everyone. Hope to see you again. You all have my number right there. If you want to contact me soon, I am always available and open to continue sharing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Juan. It was an amazing webinar. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Now it's time to answer some questions for you. So we have some questions from some teachers. Okay, I'm going to read the questions. The first question is from Iris Karina Cordova Cher. She says, what strategy could you recommend us to teach reading at the school?
Well, to teach reading, we have to use a lot of pictures, for example, to pre-teach vocabulary. Reading is connected with listening also. It is not about saying, open the book and read. No, we have to pre-teach vocabulary, all right? And we can also use stories, for example, to capture the attention of the students, all right? Once they are familiarized with the vocabulary they will see in a text, they will be able to understand it. One of the challenges with reading is vocabulary, that the students don't know much vocabulary. And even if you know the vocabulary, this doesn't mean that you are good at comprehension. We have to think of some specific techniques for teaching skimming, for example, scanning, to ask particular questions such as, what is the general message, or what title would you give to this text, or what is the name, what are the two things that the writer mentions, so that the students improve their reading comprehension. Again, skimming and scanning are vital. There will be, I am sure, another opportunity to talk about reading in more detail. If you want to learn more about reading, you can text me by WhatsApp and I can recommend you one of my courses and one of my materials that I have for reading. But generally speaking, I would advise you to pre-teach vocabulary, to use pictures, to present the vocabulary, and to speak in English only, because again, reading has to be always with listening. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for these tips, dear Juan. And another question here for you is from Esoria. She says, what's the best moment for giving a warmer activity?
Well, it depends. There isn't a specific moment for a warmer. Warmers are usually considered at the beginning of a lesson. Thanks for those interesting questions first. Warmers can be done at any time, because warmers are supposed to be included in our lesson for a reason, for a purpose. So if you want to energize your class because maybe they look very bored or they look like tired, and you want to energize your class, you can give your students a game, or you can do a warmer, not necessarily at the beginning, but in the middle or by the end. So it will really depend on the purpose of your class, on the objective of your lesson. Again, warmers are usually put at the beginning of a lesson, but they don't necessarily have to be at the beginning. It depends on your objective. It depends on your purpose.
Yeah, I totally agree. And now this question is from teacher Janet. She says, can you give us advices to promote speaking in the classroom?
Yes, sure. Number one, if you want your students to speak in English only, you have to speak in English only. You have to set the example, all right? Because you are the only chance, the only opportunity students have to listen to English. So the vocabulary they learn will be, or is supposed to be, from you. So if you want your students to speak in English, you have to speak in English all the time. And you have to find activities that are familiar to students, or you have to contextualize the topic so that students feel like they want to say something, they have to be topics that have to do with the life of the students, so that they find an opportunity to communicate something, especially something about themselves, right? So if you want your students to speak in English, don't speak in Spanish. That's the number one thing. Then find topics that can help you create a context so that they have an opportunity to communicate something, especially about themselves, all right? And finally, if you want your students to speak in English only in your classes, you have to be motivating, you have to be enthusiastic, you have to be positive. If they speak in Spanish, don't get angry. You continue speaking in English. Sometimes we speak in English to students and they respond to us in Spanish. Don't get angry. Continue speaking in English to them, okay? And be positive. Little by little, after they have consolidated comprehension, production will come spontaneously and naturally.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Juan. This is the last question for you, and it's about the student's emotion. I think so. So Robert says, how to engage to my students if they don't feel love for the English area, for another situations, the society, and the way that they think about English, that is not important for them or for their lives.
Well, I am sure that we all here try our best, but we are not magicians, all right? And sometimes we have large classes, and it is always possible that in your class, you have 2, 3, or 5 students that don't like English or don't want to learn English. It doesn't matter if you are doing whatever, games, songs, there will always be students who don't like learning a new language or who feel that it is difficult. Again, you have to remain with a positive attitude. You have to be positive. You have to be optimistic. You have to be enthusiastic. The perception can start to change little by little when they see that English is important in life. English is important for university, for their future, for getting a good job, for communicating with other people, for business, for accessing the internet, all right? So you can try to find ways to make students see how important English is, especially if they are teenagers. I think that if you speak to them and you show them and they see that others are finding the value of English, how important, how relevant it is nowadays in the world we live, little by little they can change this perception. But again, we are not magicians. It's not in our hands. We have to continue giving our best, doing our best, this perception can start to change little by little. That's what I would say. And thank you so much for all.
Yeah, yes. Thank you, dear Juan, again. Thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate your time and all that you share in today's session. Please stay with us a little more. We are going to continue with the next part. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Goodbye, audience.
Okay. Now we are going to know who is the next speaker, our guest speaker for the next week. So that's why we have here with us our administrator, dear Maite Flores. Are you there?
Yes, Miss. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, dear Juan, because this is a special and fun presentation. As a teacher, we always prepare new experience that this fun topic. So now, next week, we have a special speaker from Argentina. This is Patricia Arbona. And in this new topic, we have a strategy to develop communication skills through drama. So don't forget and don't miss it. When? Next Saturday, 8 and at 6 p.m. So don't forget that. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Maite. So we have an international webinar for the next week. So English teachers in Peru and around the world, you are invited to this webinar. Now we are going to continue with some important information for you. It's time to show our exit ticket. So please, dear Elmer Quispe, our administrator, is here for sharing the exit ticket. Hello, Elmer.
Hello, can you see me?
Yeah, yes, of course, yeah.
Okay, Ms. Mariela, let's continue. Hello, everyone, dear English teachers in Peru. Good evening. Congratulations for the excellent exhibition, Mr. Juam Valenzuela. Good, okay. So let's get started. Recuerden, el exit ticket estará disponible por 15 minutos, ¿ok? Exit ticket. I will be available for 15 minutes. Okay, small letter, letra minúscula, HTTPS, dos puntos, /, CUTT, punto LY, / capital letter, letra mayúscula, y VS, small letter, letra minúscula, PRING, capital letter, letra mayúscula, ET, y letra minúscula, I, y letra mayúscula, P. Recuerden, queridos teachers, registrar sus datos correctos y el correo electrónico para el envío de los materiales desarrollados en webinar. Thank you so much, English Teacher Peru and Ms. Mariela. See you next week.
Thank you, dear Elmer, for sharing the exit ticket. So teachers, please, les aclaramos la siguiente información respecto al material de la semana pasada porque nos han estado escribiendo debido a que la ponente está en diferentes actividades, no ha tenido acceso al material, por lo tanto se ha comprometido con nosotros en compartirlo para el día de mañana. Es así que el material de la semana pasada lo vamos a estar related to assessment, ¿sí? Que fue lo que hicimos, lo vamos a compartir el día de mañana con todos los participantes que asistieron y que registraron esa asistencia en el exit ticket del sábado pasado. Ya recuerden, por favor, que es importantísimo lo que acaba de mencionar Teacher Quispe con respecto a que registren correctamente sus datos y a que respondan bien esas preguntitas que están ahí, porque esas preguntas pues están relacionadas a la presentación del webinar de hoy día y es importante para nosotros saber que hemos estado todos atentos y que por supuesto estamos aprendiendo juntos. Y bien, es así, está fijado también el exit ticket por si acaso ahí en el chat. Y es así que el día de hoy le ponemos fin a nuestro webinar, no sin antes agradecer y recordar a cada uno de los administradores de la comunidad English Teachers in Perú que se encuentran en diferentes partes del país: Ángela Salazar, David Cuadros, Elmer Quispe, Zulamita, Diana, Pamela Salazar, Caterina Boa, Gina Soplopuco, Miss Nepti Fortes allá en España, Kurt Vilela, Miriam Córdoba, Verónica Millán, Maite Flores, que ha estado el día de hoy con nosotros, Mayra Ríos, Julie Millones, nuestra querida administradora, Daisy Apolinario, Yulisa de la Cruz, Lilia Espinosa, Jessica Carguavilca, Consuelo Cáceda, Ricardo Núñez, José Ortega, y siempre recordamos a nuestra querida Tabita Anaya, que el día de hoy pues está solamente en nuestros corazones y ha formado parte de nuestra familia ETIP, que lleva hasta cada una de sus hogares, de desde donde se encuentren, estos webinars realizados y organizados con mucho cariño y con el apoyo de excelentes profesionales, con una gran nobleza en el corazón, como el día de hoy ha estado con nosotros nuestro querido Juam Valenzuela, que tienen a bien aceptar nuestra invitación para poder compartir con todos ustedes un poco de todo lo que ellos ya manejan, ya conocen, de acuerdo a la especialidad, las estrategias del día de hoy. Realmente, querido Juan, una vez más, mil gracias. Creo que el chat en YouTube ha sido un loquerío porque todo el mundo participaba, no alcanzaba a leer todo, pero ha sido fantástico, súper dinámico. Maestros desde México, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Argentina, Nicaragua y demás que incluso nos han estado escribiendo. Realmente muchísimas, muchísimas gracias. Todo lo que has compartido hoy día lo vamos a plasmar en el aula, ese es nuestro compromiso, lo vamos a plasmar con nuestros estudiantes, de parte de toda la comunidad de English Teachers en Perú, del equipo administrativo y de toda la audiencia el día de hoy presente. Gracias de todo corazón, querido Juan. Tal vez algunas palabras de despedida.
Thank you again for having invited me, and thank you all. You are a fantastic audience. I love interacting with my audiences, and even having a YouTube chat when they cannot speak, but they were interacting a lot.
Yeah.
So it's been fantastic. It's also a great experience for me, which is helping me to continue growing up as a professional. Thank you, because good teachers never stop learning. And today I learned a lot also with you. When you help me in the chat, when you follow me in the chat, I am also learning with you. So it's like a two-way process. It's like I give you something, but I receive more that I give. And that's great. So blessings again, hugs and kisses for everyone. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Juan. Y por supuesto pueden seguirte también, por ahí puedes compartirnos tal vez el link de Facebook o algo en tu institución, Abilities and Education, que promueve también muchos programas de capacitación para los maestros en el área de inglés a nivel nacional, internacional, así que igual también para poder conocer un poquito más sobre el trabajo de nuestro querido Juam Valenzuela, ya lo hemos visto, es un excelente trainer, así que yo creo que es una posibilidad y un espacio que podemos aprovechar también, Juan. Y hemos llevado nosotros, yo particularmente, algunos cursos muy, muy, muy buenos y súper, súper recomendados también.
Thank you, thank you. I am sharing with you in the chat a couple of links.
Okay.
Along with my WhatsApp number. I always answer WhatsApp messages, so you can contact me anytime. I am open to help, to continue sharing pedagogical experiences with you. I've worked basically in the private sector all these years, but in the last years I've been in contact with the public sector, and I am so comfortable. I feel so comfortable working with these two sectors. And I have had the opportunity to work also abroad in other countries. So I'm open to continue sharing. If you want to contact me, there is a couple of links here and my WhatsApp number. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan. Los vamos a fijar ahí, van a quedar fijados en YouTube. Muchísimas gracias una vez más. Ya están aquí también nuestros administradores para cerrar la sesión del día de hoy. Podemos encender las camaritas, no sean tímidos, colegas. Vamos a despedirnos. No sin antes, Miss Jessica, Miss Miriam, David, no sin antes darle un súper fuerte aplauso para nuestro querido Juan por el webinar del día de hoy que ha estado tan genial. Muchísimas gracias con ustedes el día de hoy. Nuestro administrador Elmer Quispe Ochoa, que nos está ahí, saluditos de Teacher Elmer Quispe, que está por ahí, Ricardo Núñez Inostroza, que se encuentra en Lima, David Cuadros desde Ayacucho, nuestro querido administrador, nuestra queridísima Miriam Córdoba en Lima, querida Miriam, administradora de la comunidad, Jessica Magali Carguavilca, presente ahí con nosotros, el día de hoy ha estado con nosotros también nuestra querida administradora Maite Maite Flores, que ha compartido el webinar de la próxima semana, querida Maite. Y por supuesto, detrás de toda la transmisión, José Ortega. Y quien les habla, Mariela Condorena, felices de haber compartido el día de hoy con todos ustedes.